Today we're talking about exchanging cylinders and filling propane cylinders, something we do here at Plantation Propane at all of our different locations. A few things to know whenever you're going to have one filled, that there are some things that we have to look at. Most importantly is the date code on the manufactured date. At the end of 12 years from the date of manufacture, that cylinder has to be what we call recertified. When we look at recertifying one, it is not a destructive test on the cylinder itself. We're going to look at the neck ring, make sure we don't see any dents and dings, anything where it's really folded over. We're going to look for damage at the foot ring and underneath. As you can see, that one right there is in pretty foul shape. We're going to look at the date code, and again, it should be within 12 years. If it's not, we would recertify it based on condition of the cylinder. If it doesn't warrant being able to be put back into service, we're probably going to red tag that cylinder, and we'll probably work with you on purchasing a new one so that you don't have to go full bore on what the cost of that is. All the information that we use to determine what the status is on a particular cylinder is stamped on the neck ring. What we're looking at here is the tare weight, 17 pounds. That means when this cylinder is completely empty, it still weighs 17 pounds. We also have a date code over here, which is the date of manufacture. This one is 8 of 1998. So as you can tell, this one here would have to be recertified to be able to be refilled. One of the other things that we look at, there's also a water capacity number. We've got a chart. If somebody that's filling the cylinder doesn't recognize what size a particular oddball looking cylinder is, we can take that chart and convert it based on what the water gallon capacity is, and that chart will automatically convert it over for that customer. All cylinders come with now what we call an OPD valve. That's a triangular shaped valve. That OPD stands for overfill protection device. There's actually a flapper valve in there. As the liquid goes into the tank, when it gets up to a certain level, it will cut the pump off for that particular type cylinder. This is an older style valve, and we would not be able to refill this cylinder for multiple reasons. Number one, the paint needs replacing. It's an old high top style, meaning that the neck ring is much taller than the other ones is. Generally, we just put these out of service and call it have a good life and move on to a more modern piece of equipment that's got all the safety features on it. Exchanging, a lot of folks are doing that now at convenience stores. They're doing it at big box stores. We do it here as well. We get them in bulk. They come in filled already. They've already been requalified when they need to be. The valves have been checked, paint's been replaced, all such as that, and it's a minimal charge. The DOT requirements that we're talking about that go on with cylinders go for all cylinders. Anything that you can be portable with, a forklift tank, a floor buffer tank, a 20-pound cylinder, a 30-pound cylinder, 40s and then 50s and 100s as well. We fill them by weight and volume, and generally when we fill them here, for those who want to fill their own cylinders, we put them on the actual scale to fill them. We don't just fill them off the hose and wait for the spew gauge to go off. And the different kind of tanks that we can fill are forklift cylinders. Then there's also a buffer cylinder that is shorter than this forklift cylinder, but it's still got the same style neck ring on it. We can do grill cylinders. We can do front end camper cylinders. We can do 100-pound cylinders that are portable. And then we also do RVs that have permanent mounted tanks on them. One of the things you need to know whenever you're using a forklift cylinder, grill cylinder, a cylinder on a camper, anytime you're around any kind of LP gas or natural gas at all, if you're smelling gas, chances are there's an issue, and you either need to look at it yourself and see if you can determine what may be the problem, if you feel mechanically capable of that, or get with a local service provider who can help you with that so that you and your family would be safe during the use of the cylinder. The easiest way to check for a leak is soap and water and an old paintbrush. If it's bubbling and the bubbles are growing, there is a leak there. Ultimately, the main thing that we want to do here is just to ensure that you and your family are safe when you're around propane cylinders. We'd be glad to help you with any problems that you think you may be having. We're conveniently located in South Georgia and Northwest Florida. come see us at one of our locations and we'll be glad to help you out.